Hello, welcome back to another episode. Let's go ahead and check out what we have over here. If you look at it right now, I've got my own beautiful orc army, led by Warlord. We're using the bloody hand, Toshin's playing the Empire. In the very beginning, for a brief moment, I found a little enemy right over here. Rangers were deployed way over here. I don't know why. They're mad. They had even more over here. They can't be helped by a dwarf player. How could they? They would be all alone. That is when I get mad. My build will be linked down below. We have squigs on the way right now if you check them out. I was giddy. Toshin was like, man, what did you find? I was like, oh, I'll tell you. Rangers, I found them. Now I have my little party going off to go fight. To go look at what they have, the dwarf players are really welled in. I mean, they're in trees, they're waiting for me, they're getting ready. We're looking over here, we've got a goblobber. We've got a lot of artillery that they can use to pummel us, but here I am right now. It's a pretty long fight, pretty brutal fight. I'll let you watch the charge as it happens in a cinematic view. And I have them all charge in. What a bad day to be a dwarf. I played the dwarves quite a bit, I played them all quite a bit. I know how to play them relatively okay. I won't say I'm good at it, but I'm okay at it. I have an approximate knowledge of all things. And here comes Carl, my Toshin, coming to help out. He's going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, there's actually a little image submitted on Instagram by the Total War guys. Apparently it might be the announcement of the Wood Elm faction. It looks like they'll be working on that next. It was like a tree with a door in it. Alright, there we go. They are now gone. The Rangers are gone. They're eradicated completely. We're trying to kill a few more while they're fleeing. I mean, what a way to go. Over 100 dwarfs dead. Yeah, Toshin and I played, I believe, 3 rounds all in one day. We try to play 2 to 3 when we get together to record, or, you know, to fight things out. And over here, let's go check it out. Our armies are moving forward. I'm trying to stay behind the trees right now. I wish I had my goblobber, or not my goblobber, but my hammer of Mork over there with my army, but I did not. I left one with Toshin's cannon. They're kind of bound up like that. I don't think he noticed it or not. He was trying to shoot over here their goblobber, but really cannons aren't that great anymore. Grudge throwers are fantastic and much better to bring. It's pretty crazy how that changed up. I had to move my crew back. They were getting nailed in the woods and I had to move them back or they were all going to die. Alright, here comes our army now. I've got black orcs, I've got whatever you need. Brought in plenty of night goblins. It's really an interesting battle. One of our toughest battles we've ever fought. It was actually a very interesting one. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It felt like a very cinematic battle, just watching them all form up. It was a very lore appropriate battle, right? Outside of having the Empire. Okay, that part made it a little bit strange, admittedly. Yeah, look at that. He's trying to hit it. Doing a little bit of damage. We can't quite destroy one yet. They have bolt throwers too. They brought them into play. They have their 3 rangers over here. I don't know why they didn't bring them back. They were actually moving them forward. Maybe they thought we had things to go utilize over here. But to be fair, if we did, they would have been able to do nothing. The rangers would have done nothing but die. And that would have been tragic. But here they have a pretty good location to defend. If you look at it right now, right over here, kind of like an hourglass. Or a mask, I don't know. But that's a good location where we can't pass. And they're able to use their artillery to shoot at us right now. And they're doing a great job at hitting us right now. We're getting a few hits in, only a few hits in. They're lined up perfectly for a cannon to hit at them. But that goblobber, I mean, look at that. Getting rid of him already. They were done for. I'm in the woods right now. I'm trying not to get hit too much. I've got my night goblins in the front. Oh, my bad. Got Warlord over here. He's really interesting. He's able to keep together an army for a long period of time. He's got debuffs, buffs, he's got everything, a little bit of everything. He reminds me a little bit of a troll shaman in a way because of how quirky he is and his mask and all that. But yeah, he's actually fascinating. Every buff that he has and everything that goes with him, like over here. Warpaint of Warlord, Power of the Wa, Frenzy. I mean, he's got a lot to offer up. Power of the Wa. A squiggly beast. Bonewood staff. I brought that in. That is a lot of melee attack. Check that out. Let's go look over here. They're all getting ready to go fight. Tokshin charged right in. I was actually very shocked about that. I didn't think he would, but no, he's moving in right now. We have our artillery over here. I'm using my Goblobber, trying to hit something. I was trying to go after their artillery. It would have just been better if I went after his infantry. That would have been much better. They have bolt throwers now hitting Tokshin. I didn't think he would be able to hold together. I mean, swordsmen are not going to be there for too long. But they're running in. They're doing it now. Men are dying. And they're trying. I'm still back here. I was like, oh crap, I got to move in. Usually I like to try to go around to make them maneuver. I like to, so I'm moving over here right now, which is where I'll form up my line. Then I was going to strike down, but I kind of just had to, I think, move right in because Tokshin was moving right in over here. Actually fighting pretty much 2 dwarf factions at once. And he's getting nailed by artillery big time. They're going right after him. He's got a few crossbows. He's got over here a warrior priest for buffing, a celestial wizard for buffing, and whatever else. I don't know, whatever he might use it for. He's got Karl Franz over here too. Now they have a Grombrindal, which was shocking. Not a lot of people have him, but they had one. And he's very good at killing other heroes. Very good. And there's a Thane. Alright, my squigs, I did leave them. I found that in earlier battles for a long time, I would overcommit my riders way too soon, whereas I should have just had them waiting, getting ready for a strike that would have been more effective. If you look over here, I brought in squig herds and squig riders. I wanted to have poison from the riders. That way they could debuff, or squig hoppers. That way they could debuff my foes while my herd can just move in and do a lot of damage. They have armor piercing in their anti-infantry. Here comes Tokshin right now. He's clashing. Very traditional lines being fought here. But squigs are pretty mad. I adore them. And here I am moving in. I'm hitting over here on one flank. If we look back here, I did catch a sight of more rangers. I believe Tokshin told me about them. And I was beginning to move, or actually I was probably just trying to move behind their lines, I think. I didn't want to like clash immediately at that point. It gets a little bit crazy though. I've got my 8 peak loonies who are moving in. They have a lot of leadership, 100, which is an incredible amount for night goblins. I mean, that is really mad. Or loony. They're hopping into battle now. Yeah, they can actually stay in a fight for a long period of time. They're debuffing my enemies right now as they're getting into battle. I'm using my black orcs right now. The Crimson Killers are now moving in. I've got a lot that is heading in right now. If you look at Tokshin, he lost like an entire swordsman group. The Sons of Sigmar's sons are getting kind of thrashed. I'm over here now moving into the woods. I was like trying to maneuver around. I didn't know where the raiders were at, I think, right at that moment. I'm bringing in my spider right now. My archers are getting hit pretty hard, but they have a... Well, now they don't have a lot of leadership. Let's go ahead and check it out in slow motion for a brief moment because it does get rather hectic quickly. Okay. Look at that. Tokshin's lost a lot of swordsmen. I don't even know how he kept it together. I have no clue. I thought he would just like fall apart immediately only because of the quality of the soldiers he had at that time. I definitely would not have been able to pull it off. He's got Karl Franz back here going after the Goblobber, or the Skolder Guard actually. I thought it was the Goblobber, but no, it is not. Here I am shooting Quarrelers. I'm maneuvering around. He does have Outriders, and over here Demigryph Knights, quite a few of them. 48 total. They're now shooting at me. I'm now going to let my squigs probably move over here eventually to go after their own riders. I'm over here using a beautiful Here We Go. I did move in Wurzag early on to go buff in his own line. I wanted to try to keep them together. That way they could fight. I mean, if he went away, then I would go away. I have my spider back here getting kills on Quarrelers right now. Let's go and check it out in slow motion again. We're going to look at it right now. We're looking at a Longbeard group. Hammerers. We're looking at another Hammerer group. 3 groups total. I'm now flanking them from behind with my squigs, and that's going to do a lot of damage. I mean, they're being stricken from behind. They're flying in the air. They're pretty beaten up. If we go look over here too, we've got Here We Go for a very high melee attack, which means that we can hit pretty much every time. We're debuffing them. We're hurting them. If we look over here, Wurzag's Revenge, if they try to use any type of spell casting, they have a 40% chance to actually miscast, which is really powerful. I've got my archers over here hitting their exposed hammerers, debuffing them too. And here's my Black Orcs still crowding into them. It was kind of hard to actually make do with what I had at that time because, well, I couldn't really move around back here. They would have enough to really shoot me up. I mean, I just wanted to run right in, but I couldn't really do that. I couldn't really help out Tokshin. He was kind of on his own. And if we look over here, we've got Dwarf Warriors, we've got a Thane helping them hold, I've got Night Goblins, I've got the Crimson Killers who've killed 50. Look at how little damage they have right now. They've killed 50 because they've got a cleave ability to cut right through them. They've got a spider back here, and I've got my squigs who have been tearing them up. Alright, here's what I did. I had 2 squig groups go after the rangers. I had my hoppers and my herd go after them. Then I had 2 come help me on my lines. I knew that I needed to crush their ranks quickly. I knew that artillery wouldn't help. We've got Demigraph Knights who are moving in right now. They've got that Goblobber hitting me, unfortunately, killing some of my Black Orcs immediately. Tokshin, again, surprisingly holding. The Warrior Priest probably did help out a lot with that. Karl Franz got completely destroyed by Grombrindal. He completely destroyed him. Tokshin, at that point, was in big trouble. The cannon are now firing. I believe I have my Goblobber. Oh, yeah, they had to run again. I wanted them to come help out, but they didn't really have a chance to help out. They still have a lot of Thunderers back here, but they're not really flanking us appropriately to where they could shoot a lot. If they had flanked me or went after me, they probably would have had a better shot, but they didn't do that. My Spider's beginning to waver a little bit. We got Outriders back here, only 5 kills. They really need to be changed up. They're not effective right now. If they are changed up, they'll make the Empire a lot more annoying to fight. Black Orcs are over here, still fighting, taking damage. The Demigraph Knights are still moving in. I've got Hoppers who have wavered and broken for a brief time. And I'm just trying to make sure that I have all my orders issued to go fight. We're destroying all the Dwarf units. I mean, if you look at them, they are melting away when fighting me. They can't keep up. And again, as Outriders can be pretty useful. They're firing into their own ranks, so they're probably doing a little bit of damage to Demigraph Knights. I still have my Spider, 75 kills. That's a lot of kills. If you go look back here, my squigs are going after Rangers and destroying them. 82 kills from one group. They're pretty cheap too, which is why they're so damn good. They're cheap and powerful. They can do so much damage. I mean, that's really the cav that I think the orcs needed to really do well. And squigs are so important. So damn important. Okay, Outriders over here. It's pretty good. Spearman over here. The Warrior Priest is currently getting kind of beaten up by Athane. I don't know how long he'll last. He's way too weak in combat. We've got a Celestial Wizard over there too. We're looking at my Here We Go again, which is really going to melt them away finally. I mean, they're not going to get very far while I have all this coming after them. They got a few Slayers around here as well. My Black Orcs are destroying their Slayers right now. They're all buffed up. I have Squigs back here still. We're finishing off the remainder of their Rangers, who are all dying. I mean, check out that fight. What a good fight. Tokshin, I believe at this point, lost the majority of his army. I mean, Karl went away, so he couldn't really do too much here. That's where things get a little bit tricky, right? I'm having to pretty much fight it on my own now. Fortunately, he's got a few guys holding. I don't know how they're holding, but they're holding somehow. They're going after his crossbowmen. I mean, they're going to break. We've got a few spearmen over here holding somehow. The Warrior Priest is not beginning to rally. He's only got a few kills. And then I have my Crimson Killers. 130 kills right now. They're so damn powerful. Going after more Longbeards, who are probably pretty tired at this point. Yeah, they're very tired. And now I'm going after Bolt Throwers. I'm trying to get them. Oh, and here's where I kind of just throw in my squigs. Or I will. I'll be going in over here where I can to try to strike them. We're looking at a few more who were cutting down. Wolthair's Raiders are not fully broken yet. They didn't take enough damage. I've killed a lot of them, but we're not quite done. I'm moving in more squigs right now. I've got Warzag still doing his own thing right now. I was able to really buff up my squad for the entire time. Debuffing, or Tokshin did debuff him, which is great. Curse of the Midnight Wind. That was very handy. I'm glad he did that. We've got like pretty much a full group of Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, though. 14 kills. They're pretty wounded, though, but not wounded enough because, I mean, they have 77 or however many they had in that group. I'm beginning to move now over here to go fight Grombrindal, who's going to be a tough one. And here's a Thane, who has 61 kills, quite a few. We're looking at my squigs running away. We've got these Scolder Guards who took some damage, but not enough. And here's my squigs, now moving in. They're going after all that artillery, which was able to actually get a lot of kills. I mean, they did pretty well. They used terrain. They were able to kind of mitigate our capability to flank them. It would have been very hard to flank them. I mean, they had the range. It was definitely a very good map for their artillery, but they just couldn't deal with me. They had too many Rangers. I don't know if the Rangers would have actually helped them. They would have had to flank us, and if they tried to flank us, I mean, it definitely would have helped to not lose hundreds of Rangers fighting me. If they wanted to scout, Gyrocopters would have been much more efficient, and here I'm just like trying to crowd in. I kind of have to. Over 100 kills with my Spider, who is beginning to waver. Warzag has 33 kills, still buffing in everyone. I'm trying to get Grombrindal. As you can tell, I'm pretty much a Warhammer Total War guy. Love you too much. I'll be playing it for a long time. I don't care what other games come out. I'm a Warhammer Total War guy. Gotta be one. Alright, Crimson Killers are over here. 160 kills still. I mean, even if they have a small group, they're gonna do well. Let's go ahead and check it out real quick. Cinematic view. There's a Rune Lord hopping into battle. I am bad at taking screenshots, though. I mean, I don't really take a lot of cool ones like some people do. And then I just kind of set loose all my fanatics. I mean, I just have them go right through, trying to do any damage I can. We're looking at Bugman's Rangers, who have 2 kills right now. Demigraph Knights. Now, Tokshin did a great job. His Knights who were left did an incredible job at really harassing their foes. And here we have a wizard on his own standing on the bodies of his dead men. That's really tragic. Kind of brutal too. Does he have like a bloody eye? Oh, yeah, he does, man. What a wound. Here's a rune lord about to fall apart. Check that out. He's falling apart now. Yeah, we were nearly tit for tat in numbers. I mean, that's actually pretty cool. Doesn't always happen. We've got Grombrindal, 58 kills now. When we last looked at him, I mean, he didn't have a lot of kills, but then he got a lot of kills while we were busy doing things. Here's my Night Goblin archers shooting whatever they can, killing the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass. We're doing a lot of damage. We have now defeated such a great majority of their army. I mean, things really changed. They had 2 forces left, but they couldn't do it. I had a lot of Black Orcs. I had a lot of debuffing. I used a lot of buffing, debuffing throughout that fight to give me the advantage I needed. And they're just being cut apart now. There's a few Slayers left. We got the Skulder Guard still trying to, or are they fleeing? They're probably fleeing, yeah. They're shattered. They're done for. They won't be coming back. Okay, the Thane and Grom, they're running together. They're like, all right, buddy, we're out. Woo, 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 woo. That's pretty good. They are out of here. And that was it for the fight. We won it. We've only got a few Slayers to kill. We'll go watch them die. That charge really ended things a little bit faster for us. Get them. And a few Spearmen come in for revenge. The handful that are remaining. And there he goes. Cut down in the prime of his dwarfy Slayer life. And we are now done. We finished that battle. It was a really cool battle. I lost 799. Tuxin lost 892, so we did lose a lot. Okay, Arctic Guana was very tough. He lost 1,015. If we go look at my kills real quick, where Zach did his part. My loonies, I mean, my Night Goblins did very well. They actually did very, very well. They held for a long time. They didn't break. We'll look at my Black Orcs. I mean, they were there for armor piercing, and they did their part. 182 for the Crimson Killers, and they were actually pretty beefy. My Squigs, one group, 199. Over here, 157. My Goblobber actually, or my Hammer of Gork, I keep forgetting, is not really that effective, or was not effective during that fight. My Spider, always very effective, 137. They usually get over 100 kills, almost no matter what. Like, you'd have to really be focused down, but even then, they would have to fight the rest of your army. Night Goblin Archers did a great job. The rest of the areas were hit in melee, so they didn't get to do a great job. But overall, a lot of kills for sure. Tokshin, if we look at it right now, a lot with his knights, and at the very end, he got more with his great cannon. Unfortunately, Carl kind of got knocked out. The Wizard was a great help for sure. He held long enough to give me a chance to really obliterate my foe, which helped out a lot too. The Outriders, 32 kills, not a great amount, but hey. If we go look over here at Arctic Guana, 17 for the Rune Lord, 27 for the Thane, an average amount of kills. The Slayers actually have quite a few. The Hammers are pretty tough too. The Rangers completely wiped out. The Bolt Throwers were okay. Yeah, so I mean, really, the Ranger loss hurt him a lot. I don't know what he could have done to really counter me at that point outside of like having his Rangers back there to fight me. I don't know if that would have given him the advantage he needed. Maybe. Had they focused on Tokshin immediately, maybe with a lot more Rangers, I don't know. But Saitama didn't do as well. Haha, One Punch Man. Okay. But Grombrindal and his Thane did an incredible job at destroying us. I mean, look at his kills here. 150 kills total between them. That is an incredible amount. He brought in some Dwarf Warriors. His Slayers were obliterated early on. The Longbeards didn't do a great job. So, I mean, he didn't really get as many kills at all. The Goblobber, a lot of kills, but had his army been more effective during that fight, then maybe things would have been a little bit different. We did lose a lot, but we still held on and we defeated them, and it was a really great fight. I mean, they were actually very good foes. It was a very interesting fight, too. Anyway, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like down below if you would like to see more. Keep in mind, it does show your appreciation. It takes just a moment. Let's aim for maybe 3 likes, and that would be great. And as always, until then.